And now, our feature presentation.
To infinity and beyond!
My name's Bond. James Bond.
That'll do, Piggy.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
Show you with the box. Who's in the box?
Ew! Get off of me! I'm
A lot of people go to college for 7 years.
I know. They're called doctors.
Houston, we have a problem.
Oh, I feel like there was something I was supposed to do today. What is today?
October?
It's Nudie Magazine Day!
Nudie Magazine Day!
Welcome in, everybody, to 52/1995, your live movie conversation podcast, where we dive deep into the movies of 1995. I'm your host, Cody, and I'm thrilled to be joined this week by my fantastic co-host, Spencer. Spencer, welcome in. It is Nudie Magazine Day. How you doing?
I'm doing good because, like you said, it's Nudie Magazine Day. How could you not be doing good?
What's your favorite magazine of his?
That's tough, man. The old lady jugs, I think, might be. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, some form of jugs.
I love the sound he makes whenever he looks at them. He's like,
Those were great.
Those were great magazines of their time. Like a lot of movies from the 90s are very much of their time. But for those people who are tuning in for the very first time, we're glad that you are here every week, 52 weeks to be exact. We explore a different film from 1995, whether it is a classic hit or a quirky gem or somewhere right in the middle. We dive into this year's important releases, discuss them in detail, and then chat with my guests about their thoughts, experiences with the movie, and also see what they've been watching or what they've been doing lately. So our current theme is Boys to Men. It's relevant. It's 90s relevant, and it also has a lot to do with the 4 movies that we're discussing this month, where we're dealing with basically man children, I would say, and this is kind of like a precursor, I think, to like the comedies of the 2000s, the Apatow era, I would say, and the Adam McKay era with like Old School and Wedding Crashers and all those kinds of movies. It's kind of precursor to that. And I think we've got a really good one today because we're talking about, if you haven't already gotten it, Billy Madison. If nobody's excited about Billy Madison, get the hell out.
No kidding. Because this is like the peak of 90s, early 2000s comedy. They don't make them like this anymore. We'll get into that as well. But this is peak comedy film.
And I think this is a film that, or a movie, I don't know if I should call this a film. But I think that this is a movie that you and I specifically bonded over. I think we quote this movie more than any of my other friends. This movie is very near and dear to my heart, and it was nice to find somebody else that would quote as many of the random lines as possible, because like there are those classic quote gems that you get from this movie, but then you and I, we get some deep cuts in there, and I don't think everybody would compete with us when it comes to Billy Madison, right?
Yeah, my quote list on this is way too long. We probably won't even hit all of them. Honestly, like Nudie Magazine Day / October has already been hit. But it was, man, this is a hard one to narrow down.
Honestly, for me too. And we've had a couple of them like this, but this is the first time that as I was typing up my notes and putting down quotes and everything, I said, I'm done with this. I just have the IMDb of quotes just on another screen because I'm just tired of this.
I had to delete quite a bit because I was like, that's overdoing it. Like we may as well just watch the movie on stream at that point.
Yeah, might as well. It is playing behind me on the old VCR, so I've got that one. I've got Happy Gilmore back there as well. So these are the beginning. This is Adam Sandler. This is his origin story, I would say, other than Saturday Night Live. But in movies, this is what made Adam Sandler to be the Adam Sandler that we know and love.
Well, that's the first thing I wrote down too. I said this is quintessential Adam Sandler, like at his height. Like this is if somebody were to come, like let's say from another country into the U.S. and I was hosting them, and they were like, I've heard of Adam Sandler, but I don't know what his films might be. This is the one I would start with.
I think you have to.
Mhm.
And it's crazy because this one did not perform. And honestly, like none of his films are as critically acclaimed as none of them are critically acclaimed ever.
Well,
like-
there's Uncut Gems, I guess, is the only one.
Yeah, Uncut Gems, Punch Drunk Love. When he actually does some like Spanglish, I know that's kind of a split one, but like when he gets into acting, traditional acting, that's when people start to recognize. But like America loves Adam Sandler, and it starts because of Billy Madison. And we can go through his filmography from start to finish. Everybody's got a favorite Adam Sandler movie. I think Billy Madison is mine.
Oh, same here. And I'd be very interested to see whoever's in the chat. If y'all could drop your favorite Adam Sandler movies, whether popular opinion or not, like I'm super interested because, like you said, some of them haven't performed as well, but some people love just for whatever reason they do. Like some people love Little Nicky. I've never actually seen that movie. Some people may love, Big Daddy more than they love this, or some people may love Waterboy. But it's always interesting to hear like which Adam Sandler film, because usually everybody has at least one that they love, and why they might love it.
Yeah, I think Billy Madison is mine, and I did watch Little Nicky again within the first within the last couple of years. I watched Little Nicky because I was like, maybe I'm missing something here. That is not true for me. I do not like Little Nicky at all. Little Nicky and like Waterboy kind of fall into like an area there. I do not love Waterboy as much as other people love
Waterboy is not my favorite either. That's funny that you bring that up because I love football, I love sports, and I love Adam Sandler. But the two I just felt like that movie wasn't as great for me as something like Billy Madison or something like Happy Gilmore and I see in the chat 50 First Dates. That's a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that I find that a lot of people underrate, and one that is near and dear to my heart for different nostalgia reasons, is Mr. Deeds. I'm a huge Mr. Deeds guy. So
yeah, I like Mr. Deeds. I think the difference here, like as we're naming off those movies and the ones that we like, you and I both like, it feels like the ones where he's not playing this, like Little Nicky and Bobby Boucher are both like not regular men, I would say. Like these are like undergrown men in these. In those other ones, there's either like, say what you would say about Bobby Boucher. I don't know if there's a Forrest Gump quality to Bobby Boucher, but there's something a little bit on that. And Little Nicky, like Jesus, I don't even know how to describe that one. I mean, he does this a couple times in other movies, like Hubie Halloween. I don't know if you ever watched Hubie Halloween.
I saw that brought up when I was looking at stuff about this film. I'd never heard of it.
Yeah, that's in his part of, like, he has a Netflix contract right now, and he just gets to pump out cheesy movies with his friends. And people love it still.
Speaking of which, even going as far as like super mainstream with Grown Ups, like that wasn't really, and he plays like a regular guy during that, but
yeah,
even then it was just like,
Yeah, Grown Ups is not my favorite, but I also feel like I grew out of like that genre of movie too.
Yeah,
those though, I've had a talk recently about like the absence of family movies, and I feel like Grown Ups is actually like a family movie. Like you can sit down with your kids as a family and watch the Grown Up series and enjoy those. They're not for me though.
Well, and there was that one with him and Jennifer Aniston as a couple.
Oh, murder mystery. Yeah.
No, I did like that one. No, I'm
Oh,
actually
just go with it.
yeah. That's actually one that my wife really likes.
I
Kind
I like
kind
that
of
one
another
too.
family one.
Yeah, there's another one that's called Blended that I actually like.
Blended's fantastic.
I love Blended, and it
I
did not
forgot.
get very good reviews. I think he and Drew Barrymore work really, really well
I
together.
am so glad you brought up Blended because that one I need to rewatch that one because that one's fantastic. My wife and I have actually watched that several times, and we still quote it to this day. Terry Crews is also great in that.
Yeah. He just keeps acquiring these friends and keeps putting them in these movies with him, which I love. Like that's one thing I love about Adam Sandler, and we'll talk about it a little bit with this because like the guy that he wrote this movie with has been his writer the entire time, and it's everybody that he worked with in Saturday Night Live and people that he worked with in other movies like Airheads. Steve Buscemi, he takes Steve Buscemi with him everywhere, and we'll talk about that. But this movie is also near and dear to my heart because of my mom. This is actually one of, and I'll say it. I think she would agree with me. This is one of my mom's favorite movies. And if anybody knows my mom, which none of you really do, if there's a few of you, it is wild that my mom enjoys this movie. But she
That's
quotes it.
I really would like to hang out with her now.
My mom's rad. I love my mom so much, but like for her to pick Billy Madison as one of her top movies is insane.
That's awesome. I love it. My mom loves this movie too. She said because I was talking to her earlier today. We just went to lunch, and she was. I told her I said, "Hey, I'm going to be on the podcast later," and she said, "Yeah, what's the movie?" And I said, "Billy Madison." She said, "Oh, I've seen that one."
Oh, I've seen that one. Yeah, Alyssa in chat just said that is wild. It is wild of her. Yeah, she quotes the spelling bee scene a lot.
Oh,
That is
yeah, understandable there.
classic my mom. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into. We can talk about this, and I'm sure we will continue to throw things back and forth between each other. But let's break it down a little bit and tell you the stats around it. So this movie is called Billy Madison. It came out February 10th of 1995. It was directed by Tamra Davis, and she is probably not like she's best known for Half Baked, Crossroads, the Britney Spears Crossroads movie. Those are some of her bigger movies. This movie was written by Tim Herlihy and Hurley, or I don't know how to pronounce his name, and Adam Sandler. They worked together on Saturday Night Live. He continued to be a writer on Saturday Night Live after Adam Sandler was fired from Saturday Night Live. Him and Chris Farley famously fired from Saturday Night Live.
You know what? As a guy who is not super familiar with Saturday Night Live, like I've seen, obviously I'm aware of it. I've seen, the popular segments and everything like that. But why was he and Chris Farley fired from Saturday Night Live? This might be like a super deep dive, but if you could give me like a super, super abridged version, I'd be interested to hear.
I don't. Okay, so anything that I've ever read about it was not Lorne Michaels' decision to fire Farley and Adam Sandler. I mean, Chris Farley is like around everywhere, is regarded as one of the greatest, comic actors that ever lived. Sadly, passing away well before his time, and I think it was because of their. I think they partied a lot. Especially Chris Farley partied a lot, and Sandler and David Spade and Farley and Tim Meadows and Chris Rock and all these guys that were on Saturday Night Live partied a lot. And obviously Farley dying of an overdose of cocaine and heroin, I think, mixed. But I think the studio, I think NBC put the pressure on Lorne Michaels to get rid of Farley and Adam Sandler, as they were the instigators, I think, of most of it. Because Spade did not get fired. Tim Meadows was on there forever. So I really do think they were the ringleaders of it.
That's fair enough. Just kind of reminds me too that like there have been, several people from Saturday Night Live that have either left or been canned that have gone on for very successful careers. The one that sticks in my mind right now is Tim Robinson, of
Oh
course,
yeah.
because of the recency bias, I guess, is the only reason I think of him right now. But I mean, like, there's just been a ton of people that have come and gone from Saturday Night Live that have been very successful.
Yeah, I think that's a good. Tim Robinson is a great one. Jenny Slate is another one more recently that kind of got canned after 1 year on there, and she went on to do a lot more. Chris Rock is a great one. He was not very successful on Saturday Night Live, and then he kind of blew up with his stand-up and then his movies because he kind of starts to do a lot more movies in the late 90s.
It, it makes me wonder how, you know, Saturday Night Live as an entity feels about that, because on the one hand, you've got people that have either been fired or left that have gone on to do successful things. Like, do you feel kind of bitter about that? Like, oh, we should have kept them. Or based on what I've seen, they also kind of try to swoop in and take credit, like, oh, like, this was a guy that was on Saturday Night Live. Look at him now. Like, look at what we helped him achieve.
Yeah. I do wonder about that. And I think Lorne Michaels, who is the creator of Saturday Night Live, has went back and talked about like feeling bad about Farley and Adam Sandler. And famously, Sandler wasn't on Saturday, would not host Saturday Night Live for many, many years because of it. Same thing with I think I'm trying to think of some other people that famously would not go on Saturday Night Live because of stuff like this. So I think there is a little bit of regret there, but also some other person has to come in and step in. So like the mid 90s, this is where your young cast, like 95, 96, 97, that's where you're getting a young Will Ferrell coming in here and kind of, setting his career off because he has a great like run there. This is a good time for Saturday Night Live. Not just obviously everybody's got their favorite cast of Saturday Night Live and who do they think is better and all this, but like from 90 to like 2010, I think you have more like star making cast than anything.
I guess you're right. It's a bit of give and take because as people leave, like new people come in. Christopher Walken,
Christopher Walken made a real star out of Christopher Walken.
Huge. Yeah. They made him.
And the writer, the Adam Sandler's buddy on this film, Tim Hurley, his son now works for Saturday Night Live. He's a part of the trio of writers, the Please Don't Destroy guys. I don't know if you've ever seen any of their stuff. They have a movie out on. They do all like the shorts and stuff now on Saturday Night Live, but they have a movie on, I think Peacock as well. Those guys are really funny. I know they're all nepo babies, but they're still pretty funny.
That's really funny that you bring that up because I did not realize that they had any ties to that because I have actually seeked them out like individually, and I did not know that. That's cool.
Yeah, the tall, curly-headed one is the son of this writer.
Okay.
Yeah, and then another Saturday Night Live writer, Higgins, who works a lot with Jimmy Fallon now. His son is like the short, dark-haired one. The redheaded guy is not a nepo baby.
Okay.
He made it on his own. Yeah. This cast, we've already talked about Adam Sandler as the titular Billy Madison, but we have some other good people in here. Bradley Whitford, probably most famous for his turn on the West Wing. He was on the West Wing forever. As Eric Gordon, Josh Mostel as Principal Max Anderson, Bridget Wilson.
I was just going to say, I know Bradley Whitford mostly from
Get Out.
No, that's a good one though. But Cabin in the Woods, actually.
Yeah, he's pretty funny in Cabin in the Woods too. No, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good pull. I'm trying to think of anything else Bradley Whitford would be most recognizable. He has that great line in Get Out about Obama. I'd have voted for him a third time.
that was great. Yeah, no, he's a great actor.
Yeah. Bridget Wilson Sampras as Veronica Vaughn, Norm Macdonald as Frank, Darren McGavin as Brian Madison. A lot of you probably recognize Darren McGavin as Billy's father from his other role as a father in The Christmas Story, which I was just like, I didn't clock until today. I was like, oh yeah, that's the dad from A Christmas Story.
That same thing happened to me. I was doing research just before the show, and I was like, wait a minute, no way.
Yeah.
I saw it was like, I don't know if it was a bit of trivia or whatever, but I was like, I knew he was familiar, but I feel embarrassed that I didn't realize
Same.
that.
No, I'm with you. I did not realize until this viewing. I was like, oh yeah, that's the dad. He's a dad. He says the F dash word.
He does. He does do that.
Mark Beltzman as Jack. Larry Hankin as Carl. Crazy Carl. Steve Buscemi as Danny McGrath. And Chris Farley as the bus driver. Both Steve Buscemi and Chris Farley were uncredited in their roles, but very memorable roles in this movie.
They were uncredited?
Yeah.
How?
I think they probably were just like, it's just a cameo. Just let us,
Dang.
Steve Buscemi's starting a career now. He's Fargo, and he's filming Fargo. He's got all these other Reservoir Dogs he did. And,
that's crazy, though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, damn.
And Farley's just Farley.
Damn, I can't believe they were uncredited. That's wild. I didn't know that. Also, R.I.P. Norm. I definitely miss Norm.
Seriously, yeah. Norm Macdonald, Chris Farley, gone too soon. Man, Norm is one of those guys that I think like just did not get the love and appreciation. And I think all of his friends, like even I think Adam Sandler has talked about how funny Norm Macdonald is and has always been. And he got the shaft on Saturday Night Live.
That's what I heard. But again, I don't know Saturday Night Live well enough. I heard that it was because of some like, I don't know.
OJ.
Yeah. That's what
all
it
the
was.
OJ stuff. And he was the only one that was like, yeah, OJ's a murderer.
Yeah. No, so I feel the same way. Like Norm is like one of the funniest comedians I think I've ever watched. I never had the privilege of seeing him live or anything like that, but just watching his clips on Instagram, YouTube, everything like that, like he's got a different sense of humor than I think I've ever seen anybody ever have.
His delivery is so perfect. Like that he's got a dryness about him, but like the delivery of, he could tell the stupidest joke ever.
Oh.
And just the way he delivers it makes it that much funnier. So
yeah.
He's incredible. I hope we do this enough to where we can get around to doing one of my favorite Norm Macdonald performances, which is Dirty Work.
I think I've seen that one time, I believe, and I think it was on your request.
Okay, I was about to say you need to watch Dirty Work if you have not seen Dirty Work. That movie is hilarious. So
that would be great.
We haven't even made it through the casting list. Let's talk about the synopsis for this. If you haven't seen this movie, let me just describe it to you from our friends over at Google. Man-child Billy Madison has been a spoiled rich kid all his life and spends his days drinking and partying. When his father, hotel magnate Brian, becomes fed up with his son's irresponsible ways, he issues an ultimatum. Since Billy passed all his schooling thanks to his father's influence and bribes, he must retake and pass every grade in 24 weeks. Otherwise, the business will be turned over to Brian's conniving associate, Eric. This movie had a budget of $10 million, and it only made $26 million at the box office. It doubled, but otherwise a box office or failure, not as big a bomb as anything, but did not do as well as some other bigger comedies of the time. Probably has something to do with some of the ratings that it got. So let me tell you a little bit about those. Rotten Tomatoes has this movie at a 41%. IMDb has it at a 6.4 out of 10, and Letterboxd sitting comfortably right in the middle, a 3.0. I did not find a Roger Ebert bad review for you to shit on because you hate Roger Ebert.
That's surprising because are you for real though? You didn't find one?
I didn't find. I know they rated it on their show.
Okay.
I don't think he did not write up a critique of the show.
I was going to say because I know that was a thing.
Yeah, they definitely did not like this movie on their show. And Gene Siskel of Siskel and Ebert said the latest entry in the America's Cinema's investigation of Dumb and Dumber heroes, and he gave it a 1 out of 4 star. Wow. Janet Maslin, though, of the New York Times, another pretty big name critic at the time, says it succeeds as a reasonable, smart no-brainer. If you've ever had the yearning to relive the third grade, this might be the next best thing. So not even that good of a review of this movie, but they were like, hey, if you want to watch a dumb comedy, this is it.
I wonder. I'd be interested to know like how people think about it now compared to back then, because understandably back then, like they didn't have the exposure to these kind of films as we do now. Like obviously we've been through I don't know what you might call like the good old days of comedy, because as I'll mention later, like that's an entirely other subject. But I'd be interested to see, like, especially compared to this age's type of comedies or rom-coms, like how they would rate this, because I bet it would be a little bit higher, because you see, films today just, and not to sound like an old curmudgeon or anything, but they're just not, especially comedies, they're just not the same. They don't have that same ridiculous, but also like lovable value that they did back then.
Yeah, even in the 2000s, when we get all those Apatow movies, save a couple of those. Some of those are the greatest comedies that we'll ever see. But like, I feel like that's kind of what we went towards, and like we tried to make them smarter, and we also tried to make them 2.5 hour long movies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a perfect hour and 30 minutes movie. It's silly. It's got some really smart like comedy in there, but it also has really, really dumb comedy in there that's supposed to make you laugh and supposed to be like, what the hell am I watching? I mean, we've got a man chasing penguins. We've got I'm trying to think of some other ridiculous, like even the premise of this movie is insane.
Yeah.
And
No,
I feel like everything tries to be more grounded and in real life now than it ever used to be.
Yeah, I think you bring up a really good point with the time frame alone. Like, rather than having this be a 2.5 hour movie, not everything needs to be like that. Like these short, silly comedies, an hour 30 is perfect, because people don't feel like they have to commit the time to this, because obviously they're not going to want to spend the emotional, time watching it either if it's something just silly and ridiculous. So I think an hour and 30 minutes is absolutely perfect.
Yeah. I think that we've probably replaced the true drama with more of a dramedy nowadays. And also those movies just don't do well in movie theaters. Comedy doesn't do well in movie theaters. Rom-coms don't do well in movie theaters. Dramas don't do, like, they have to be these big sweeping biopics about, men killing our earth, or they have to be a blockbuster, to really make any waves. So we just don't get a lot of movies like this anymore.
I think the last real true comedy I remember watching in theaters, and I was working at the theater, so I was able to watch it for free, and I watched it multiple times. But I think it was Horrible Bosses is the last one I can remember that was really theater worthy.
But even a movie like Horrible Bosses has a dark tint to it.
Oh, 100%.
It's like The Hangover. The Hangover, one of the most celebrated comedies of all time. Very dark at times with that. There are some more like silly movies that are coming out that are kind of are absurd. Like a couple years ago, there was that movie Dix the Musical that was an A24 film. It is so like that is like the most ridiculous movie that I think I have seen in the last couple of years, like comedy wise. Like, okay, they went for it and they went big with it. There is a remake of there's some parody movie coming out with the new Naked Gun series is coming back out. I'm very excited about that kind of absurdist humor. So maybe there'll be a resurgence. I hope so.
Yeah, I heard Matt Parker, Trey Stone. Am I getting mixed up?
Nailed it.
Okay, perfect. They're coming out with something in the next few years. I think it's alongside Kendrick Lamar, though. So
okay,
I know it sounds wild, but it may be. It might be something looking forward to.
Interesting. I like that. And hopefully that we, the South Park guys and Kendrick is really throwing me now. I forgot that existed.
Yeah.
No, I'm hoping it'll be great. And
I'm sure it will be. I mean, they know what they're doing, and of
yes,
course
they do.
they've had successful series backing them. So hopefully they can help bring back kind of that revival of comedies. And like I said, that's something I was going to touch on today, and I'll go ahead and touch on it. But one of the notes I wrote was like comedies just aren't produced like this anymore. And not that it's an evolution. It's fair. The film industry is going to evolve, but it's just one of those things that you kind of miss, and it could be really an entire deep dive episode into like why they don't make these type of comedies anymore, and if they'll ever bring them back or how they'll bring them back. We could go down a really deep rabbit hole into all of it, really.
Yeah, we could, and you could make. I mean, this is a good month to do this because our theme this month about all these man children that we're talking about is a really good month for people to come in, talk about comedies, the comedies of the '90s, because we're talking about Major Payne, we're talking about Mallrats, which is its own different thing, but we're ending the month with with Chris Farley and Tommy Boy, so that's going to be pretty exciting to talk about that as well. Not much of I mean, we've already kind of talked about the legacy of Adam Sandler a little bit and what happens after Billy Madison happens. We get Happy Gilmore, and he really, really blows up as a surefire comedy superstar. Every movie that he puts out does really, really well at the box office after this point. So I think this cements Adam Sandler as a reliable comic actor. So there was no awards or nominations for this movie. He was nominated for Best Comedic Performance at the MTV Movie Awards, but I don't know how prestigious that actually is to what we're talking about. But let's jump in. Let's talk about, I mean, I don't know how we're going to do this, but let's talk about our favorite scenes from this movie, things that really stand out.
Bro.
This is honestly, we've done this for 2 years, almost 2.5 years now. This is the hardest I've ever had to be like, I don't know if I can do any scenes from this movie.
Me too. Like both best scenes and favorite quotes. I wrote the exact same thing. I was like, how the fuck I'm supposed to choose the favorite scene or the best quote? Like,
Yeah.
It's insane. So you've probably got one before me. But the first one I've got is the flaming bag of poop.
Here's what I had written in my notes. The intro with Nudie Magazine Day and him taking the golf cart all across all these gardeners that are planting flowers and everything. You're a quick one.
Your quick one is fantastic, by the way. I say that stupid ass line all the time.
That is the thing with this movie and me and the quotes. Like, I didn't realize until I was watching it. I was like, I say that all the time. I say that all the time. I say that all the time. Most of them are to you, but I say that all the time. So Nudie Magazine Day, going into him chasing, it's too damn hot for that penguin to be walking around here. Chasing an imaginary penguin, and then getting to the dinner scene, which leads to Billy getting kicked out of the dinner for speaking gibberish because Eric keeps messing with him for whatever reason.
That's a great scene. I'm surprised I didn't put that down because that is a really good scene. Him slurping the soup, and then Eric, I don't know what he was doing. He was going like,
oh yeah. I love when he was like, because you took your sweet ass time getting down here, these gentlemen are gonna miss their plane. He's like, that's all right, this guy can stay with my room. And he's like,
yes, this guy can stay in my room.
He started biting his hand.
I feel like I relate to Adam Sandler in this movie so much.
Oh, we meet Juanita, the maid, who is wonderful in this movie. I love her so much. She's
incredible.
She is incredible. But this is where we get the challenge that, all right, Billy's going to go back to school. He's going to do all these grades. And if he does this, he's going to get the company, or Eric. If he doesn't, Eric gets the company, which is, again, the premise is insane.
It is. But at the same time, it's like rich people shit too, though. It's like
yes,
playing games
rich people
with,
shit.
playing games with like the company. Like, I mean, nobody in their right mind would do this except for rich people.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And I feel like even Veronica is like kind of nails this whenever she's like, "Don't you find it a little sad that you're doing this?" He's like, "Yes, I do."
Dude, yeah, their dynamic in general is fantastic. Like they perfectly cast her and like wrote it for her. Like I thought it was really great.
Yeah, it funny you say that about that because like rewatching this, there's not really much of them like falling in love. He's an idiot the whole time. And going back to elementary school and being seriously so stupid. And she's like, "Yeah, I think I like this guy now." Like there's none of that, but their chemistry is so good that
It is.
you don't even need it.
It has no business being as good as it is because, like you said, it's the most ridiculous concept. Like, what she's falling in love with essentially like a third grader, but he's in an adult's body. Like, that's wild. But then you like watch them on screen and you're like, oh, well, damn, this works.
Yeah, it's great. I didn't realize this. So this is her second movie that we've seen her in this year. We did Mortal Kombat earlier. She played Sonya Blade.
Yeah.
She's only 20 years old in this movie.
Dude, when I saw that too, I was like, what?
Yeah, 20 years old. She's
like,
great.
Nothing against her, but she plays up well.
I'm a little sad that she didn't have as good of career later. I mean, I'm not that sad about it. She married Pete Sampras. She's doing just fine. She's a successful actor she's acted her whole life, but she wasn't a bigger star. And I a little disappointed by that.
She should have had like a Brooke Burns, a Brooke Burke type career, I thought. But
yeah, she kind of ends after 2008. She doesn't do anything. I think she's retired.
No, yeah, absolutely. And then we have talked about, Adam Sandler's other movies. I feel like she would have slotted in perfectly too for like Happy Gilmore, his love interest there. I think she would have been perfect. And not anything against that other actress, but I just thought like stuff like that. She could have been. And as you mentioned, she married Pete Sampras. She's doing fine. But she could have really been big time. I think if I was, a director or producer or whatever, I would have been like, get her on the phone immediately because she's got it.
Yeah, she's got it. She would have, I mean, she could have been in any of Jennifer Aniston is a person of her own, like celebrity and everything, but she could have been just as good as Jennifer Aniston in any of those movies. Like,
and then if you're talking about it from like a budgetary standpoint, she probably would have been cheaper too.
Hella cheaper, definitely.
Yeah. So
what was the scene that you said?
I said the flaming bag of poop. Listen, I've got the quote down because that's one I used to always say too. But man, that was a good one for me because that's iconic from my childhood. I used to quote that so much, and then just anytime I would even think about it, I would just be laughing.
What is the quote that you're talking about?
Let me find it real. Oh yeah, it's one of them flaming bags again. Don't put it out with your boots, Ted. Don't tell me my business, you devil woman.
I was about to say. I always say, "Don't tell me that business, you devil woman," and then I always say, "Call the fire department. This one's out of control."
And the one I always say is, "He called the shit poop."
This is the greatest night of my life.
It's such a good one, dude.
Oh my god, he called the shit poop.
It's poop again. Oh, he called the shit poop.
Old man's gonna shit when he finds out that it's shit.
I love this movie so much.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Oh.
And I mean, they're just like scenes like this, like the flaming dog poop scene that have no business being in like a linear storyline movie, but like it's great.
No. Yeah.
Classic comedy. What else you got?
Oh man, I skip around quite a bit, and I think I go pretty bottom heavy on this one. Not that the beginning's not. Well, I guess it's only an hour and a half, so. Can't
That's
be
the
too
other
proud of
thing.
it.
Like, it's really hard to pick out scenes in a movie where it's an hour and a half and it goes so quick. Like, I was surprised by the time it was done. I was like, oh my God, it's over.
Oh yeah, me too. Because like when some of the scenes would pop up, I'd be like, "Already? Like we're
Yeah.
already doing this?" But no, the next one I've got is the one that you've mentioned before, and it was the the spelling bee scene. So me and your mom are very similar in that. Love that one. Some of the like small nuances of that one really kind of, I don't know, they just kind of get me excited and get me laughing. Like when the teacher says cheese and like she accentuates that S, like I'm automatically transported back into that grade. I'm like, here we are. Like
Yeah.
we're doing it.
I specifically love when the little girl is spelling couch and she says COW. No.
And I know you like whenever he says R.
That is the quote that my mom says more than anything. She goes, "Are you going to the mall later today?" And I'm like, "Keep spelling, mister."
Dude, you nailed that voice. Keep spelling, Mister. That's perfect. Correct. Every time she says that, I laugh too because I'm like, this is perfect. Like, and that teacher's not even in this movie other than but like one scene, and she fucking crushes it. Like,
Yeah.
good on her.
I wish I had my alerts because one of my alerts that I used to have on this stream was "I'm the smartest man alive."
Yes, I used to say that all the time. Anytime in school I would get an answer correct, I would say that, and everybody thought I was stupid as fuck. But like, I mean, it was yeah,
The
it was
scene,
pulled straight from this.
the scene is good too, and it like I feel like there's a similar scene in the third grade when we meet. When he has Miss Vaughn as the teacher, and he's been very rude. We've already talked about like the today Junior when he makes fun of the kid who has a stutter. But even after that, she makes him go up to the board and do the cursive writing because
And that's my next one.
the cursive writing. I was surprised. Didn't I give you a shirt? Didn't I give you my Rizzuto shirt?
Oh, I should have wore it. Yeah,
The
damn.
Rizzuto.
Yeah, but Rurudo is a fantastic scene because he is just cocky as hell, just bunt like dugout.
BUNT in perfect cursive. I always said another everyday quote of mine is, "Do you have any more brain busters?"
I love "Do you have any more brain busters?" That one's great. And then she hits him with risotto, and he, of course, he can't spell it. And she says
These
"Rurudo."
are hard.
Yeah, no, they are. He says those are Z's. They look like R's to me. That's not fair. That's a baseball player, not a word. And she goes, perhaps you'd like to try the word buzz.
I remember why he got in trouble and had to go up there. It's because he was drawing a picture of her with big boobs.
Yeah. And
He
then
said,
Ernie was like, "You're gonna get us in trouble or something."
Ernie, what a superstar.
Dude, can I just stop for a second? And Ernie, and tell me if I'm wrong. Like, you might want to look him up real quick. Ernie on Billy Madison, to me, in my professional podcaster opinion, looks just like a kid version of the stepdad from Rookie of the Year. And I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I could see that. I could see that definitely.
I thought they might be related at first because I was like, "There's no way."
This is
Like,
the
'cause he dresses the same, like his
yeah.
hair's the same.
He looks exactly the same. You're right. No, that's a great pull. Ernie did not go on to do anything after this. He just ended up wanting to be a kid. Good for him.
Fair enough.
But when Norm Macdonald passed away, he kind of came out of the woodwork and was like, "Hey, here's a picture of me with Norm Macdonald on the set of Billy Madison."
I didn't know
And
that.
he did like an AMA on Reddit.
Oh, that's
Uh,
cute. Okay.
and was basically like, no, Adam Sandler was amazing with the kids. Like he was super cool with us. Norm Macdonald was super awesome to hang out with, and that was cool to find
Oh,
out. Like
that makes
I
me
read a
feel
little,
good.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know what he's doing now. I think he's Canadian. I don't know. I didn't see what his career was now, but
Lucky.
it was cool to see that. that Adam Sandler and Norm Macdonald were so cool with the kids on this.
That's awesome. Yeah, because you hate hearing the flip side of that kind of stuff. So yeah, that makes me feel good.
Although I did pull a very funny piece of trivia about Adam Sandler at the dodgeball scene.
I did. I saw the exact same thing. Honestly, that gained more of my respect for Adam Sandler than less. Like, don't fucking hold back, dude.
No, just freaking nail him.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Other things that happen in elementary school, specifically the third grade, is the school trip. Do you have the school trip down?
Oh yeah, but before that, I've got the Valentine's Day.
Oh my God.
Because that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I because I watched this as a child, like less than 10 years old. So I don't quite remember if it had the same impact. Probably not, as it does now. That Principal Anderson wrote Billy Madison a card that says, "P.S. I'm horny."
I think I remember asking my my family what that meant, and they were like, "Oh, it's just that he likes him." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. That's a joke that I'm gonna miss for 20 years, and then rewatch and be like, oh, now I get it."
They're lucky you weren't on the street telling everybody, "I'm horny."
I'm horny for you.
Right?
Like
Yeah.
you.
Hey, P.S. I'm horny.
Which comes back. Good callback at the end with the graduation scene.
Fantastic callback. P.S. I'm still horny. But no, I mean, not only that, but the fact that Billy also had like third grade girls writing him notes and looking at him like the way they were was like, I'm sorry.
But
what?
I did think it was cute though, the way that he kind of like he was like, "Thank you," like with his face. It was cute that he was accepting of those, understanding like I am a 30-year-old man, or I am a mid-20s-year-old man in an absurd situation. Like just little thing he did.
He handled that the best way anybody ever could have handled. I wouldn't have known what to do. I'd have been like, what the fuck? Like, but as far as a character goes, like they couldn't have done any better with that, because that made it so much less creepy.
Yeah.
Because other than that, it would have been like mad weird. Like it would have been so weird. But yeah, you're right. He was just like, thanks.
Thank you. Yeah.
But yeah, you bring up the field trip, man. I think that is the scene of the movie. I think that is like the main scene, the funniest scene, the one with maybe the most quotes. Like it's got it all.
Yeah, I think this is also the scene where Veronica. This is essentially where she's like, "Yeah, he's not the idiot that I have been, being so hard on. He's actually a really kind person. This is where he, saves Ernie because Ernie pees his pants." And
that was way more heartfelt than I remember it being.
Yeah, I do love though when he turns Ernie around and just goes, "Go!"
Dude, I wrote that in my quotes because that may be the hardest I've laughed in a very long time, because he said, "What do you mean you peed your pants?" He says, "Goo!" I laughed so hard.
I don't know why, but I think this time around, like understanding the old lady, which you and I quote the old lady more, but whenever she says, "If peeing your pants is cool, I'm Miles Davis."
I never got that, and I meant to look it up. You still haven't got it?
No, I got it finally, because I was like, oh, she's saying like that she's peed her pants a lot. If peeing your pants is cool and is cool, then consider me Miles Davis. She's the Miles Davis of coolest. Yeah, she's the coolest.
Oh, I meant to look that up and I didn't have time because I never got it. And now I get it. Okay. So she's a constant pants peer.
Yes, and that's why he says that is the grossest thing I've ever heard.
That's why I was like, how's that the grossest? Like,
I used to laugh at that joke just because I thought it was so ridiculous. Yeah, just the way she said it. And
Okay.
Who would steal 30 sack lunches?
Was that damn Sasquatch, bro? That one was good too. Okay,
Yeah.
I am glad that we have finally cleared up this Miles Davis thing because, like I said, I meant to look it up and that makes sense. Okay,
I needed help. I was like, why am I not getting this joke? And then I was watching it with Alyssa and she goes, oh, it's because she pees her pants a lot. She's
I'm
essentially
glad,
saying she's the coolest.
I'm glad she said that because I would not have. I don't know if I ever would have got it.
Yeah, she's smarter than me. Way smarter
I
than me.
didn't know Miles Davis was ever considered cool.
I mean, he is jazz, man.
Apparently, he's the coolest.
He is the coolest. No, because Billy Madison's the coolest.
Well, yeah, and he also touched his teacher's tit.
Oh, that's assault, brother.
That's assault, brother.
You double dare me? Let me set the scene for you. I'm watching this with Alyssa, and the kids dare him, and he says, "That's assault, brother." And she goes, "Yes, consent." And then he says immediately, "You double dare me."
Yes, consent. You double dare me.
You double dare me.
Hey, Billy, you can go back to your seat. I double dare you.
Accident tit.
Accident.
Tit. Oh my gosh.
I love this movie, dude.
It's so good. Sadly, he has to leave third grade. Has to leave third grade and hates it because he's no longer with his friends. But I do
pass the third grade. Oh, what a glorious day! Yeah, yeah. Pass the third grade. The Billy Madison way. Yeah. Rock on.
Rock on. Has a party every time that he graduates.
Every
So
time.
every 2 weeks, he's got a party, and then he starts school that next Monday.
I love it.
It's incredible. Also, how ridiculous is it that, I mean, this might be on my what the fuck, but like that Max is in that tiny like fountain pool. There's all those ski-doos, but he's got flippers on. Why is he wearing flippers?
He's wearing every accessory you could ever imagine.
Squirting water through the gap in his teeth, like he's
in it. And that's actually my next. That was my next best scene too. Is him? Well, it was after that. As he's how do we call it? Flippering to the bathroom. And so he's waddling his way through the kitchen to the bathroom. And then he admits to Evil Eric that he killed the guy in the ring by sitting on his head, and that, like, because that was such a turn. Because I was like, oh shit, like what?
It gets dark, man. Yeah, he was supposed to pinch my leg.
I think about that. I can't watch wrestling without thinking about like pinching legs.
The revolting blob will kill you, man.
He will. He will.
So he gets blackmailed, and everything that Billy's been working up to goes away after this. Now, before that, like, he goes to high school and hates it because he's being bullied at high school.
Can we talk about that a little bit?
I honestly thought the high school stuff was a lot longer and more prevalent in this movie than it was.
Oh, interesting. You know what? It did feel longer as a child. But why? The one thing that they made fun of for him in high school, it seemed like, was his car, and his car was badass.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to think of like what would a cool car be to these kids in the 90s, and I'm like, that car was cooler than anything that they were putting out there. Their freaking Toyota Camrys and their Cavaliers and all that stuff. They had shit cars. There's no way.
That car was sick. And but before that, and sorry to go back a little bit, but whose parent let their kid hang out with Billy outside of school alone, looking at Ernie?
Like Ernie?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're Ernie's parents, though, you're like, hey, you're going to go hang out with these rich people. Go for it.
Well, You know
Get us
what?
some money.
You do bring about a good point. I would probably do the same. Yeah.
But I agree, it is a little weird for a 20-something to be hanging out with an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old, whatever he is.
Yeah.
It was wholesome fun.
It was, but yeah, no. Back to the high school stuff. You're right. I thought it was longer than what it was. Like him in that like leather jacket and in that car, and then I think what one of the O'Doyle's like poured some shit on his head. I thought that was a lot bigger part than what it was, and I don't know if it was because I remembered it more. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
a lot of it probably had to do with like how old I was because what'd you say? This was. What day? This came out on February 10th, 1995. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would have been, in 2 days, I would have been 3 years old. So yeah, I probably watched it like a lot later. So I probably keyed in on that high school part a little bit more.
Yeah. And I mean, this has the chlorophyll borophyll scene, which is probably the most like famous of all of the high school scenes and stuff. But like, I didn't rewatching it. I was like, oh, this isn't as good as I remember it being. Like,
Yeah.
Even though it's still funny. No, I will not make out with you.
And then I almost wrote. See, that was one of the ones I had to hold back on. I think on the quotes, I wrote chlorophyll more like borophyll, but then I was like, I almost started writing like, no, I will not make out with you and all that. And I was like, we're getting too far into it.
Too far.
But then, like his scene with the former nerds in the high school was really memorable to me. Not necessarily from a quote perspective, but it's like seared in my mind, like those two like ex nerds like making fun of him, being like, "Oh yeah, you're in loser denial" or something. Like
Yeah.
I remember that like super well.
I remember when I had loser denial, and they told him to cut he should start cutting his underwears.
Yeah.
So that the wedgies. I thought about that, and I thought about that from that day. I was like, if
Yes.
I ever got wedgies, like this is how I guess that's how I was going to combat wedgies. Did you ever get wedgies?
No.
Like, somebody ever wedgie you? Okay, me neither.
I was more.
You were the wedgier.
I don't want to talk about it too much, but I would, if we had to categorize myself, I would probably be the giver over the receiver. Unfortunately, I'm not proud of it.
Yeah, you're not proud of it.
I am O'Doyle, and O'Doyle rules. So I don't make the rules, but O'Doyle rules.
I mean, you may have been a bully in high school or in school, but look at you now. You're guest starring on a really popular podcast.
Look at us.
So.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Who would have thought?
We made it, Mom. We made it. What else you got?
Yeah, so like super close after that is Billy revisiting his third grade class, which is, I mean, obviously both of us would have this as an iconic scene of him, saying that, how's high school, Billy? And then he said,
I go to high school.
He said, never say that. Stay here for as long as you can. Cherish it. For the love of God. And him just like shaking that like chubby little kid face. I do that to my son all the time, and he doesn't understand it. But I'm like, just know this brings me joy. This brings me joy.
You need to just make him watch it. Like, don't tell your wife. Just be like, hey, we're gonna watch this.
It's a little early. I think it's a little early.
Now, do it now. You will be the coolest kid ever. I mean, sorry, but
I can't do
it. I would love it. I would love it so hard. After he goes back to there, this is basically when Max comes out with his statement about that he took a bribe and that he passed Billy on purpose, and that basically the bet was off. And then Billy says that's not, that didn't happen, all that stuff. But they challenge him to what would eventually be like my last section of this, which is the academic decathlon.
Oh, and what? And I know you say it's ridiculous, and it is. It's absolutely ridiculous. But what a premise, though! Like, of doing all this is just fantastic, and so I've got that as well. I think all of mine kind of lump into the same category. Specifically, one is being Billy studying with Veronica in his room, and her taking her clothes off at the correct answer. I'm like, geez, like.
Is that one of the scenes that you wish you could replicate in life? Like you thought about at all times? Like when you were in school, you were like, this is what I need. This is what would motivate me.
Yes, I wrote down. I said I should have done that study method. Like I would have remembered everything, like every single piece of information I would have remembered. But then I laughed really hard after that because subsequently you've got Chris Farley taking her spot and saying that is correct, and then just taking his shirt off.
Oh man. Yeah, the finger bite is great. No, Farley makes me so happy because he just like we have the same body type. So I'm like I'm like he looks great. He's confident. He's okay with doing this and putting his body out there and being cool. Like that's why I've always loved Farley. I think I've wanted to be Farley. But that is one of the I have that down as like my laugh out loud, like funniest scene.
Everybody should aspire to be Chris Farley. Like that body positivity is, I think that's what makes him so funny. Is because he's like he embraces it. Like it not to get too into sociological stuff with America or anything like that, but like I mean, it's hard to find somebody like that who embraces their body so well, and that makes it funny.
And uses their body so and yeah, size is about like his comedy is sometimes about his size, but what he can do with his body and being a bigger guy, he is so like agile and flexible and like willing to throw him. Like he has such good physical comedy that I have not seen anybody since be that good physical comedy wise. Like
I'm not sure we ever will, to be honest, because like that, I mean, that's a feat in and of itself. Like being that size and being able to do the things that he was able to do was incredible. But speaking of the academic decathlon, like, and of course, this is jumping to the end because we are near the end. But the speeches at the end and the shooting, that was a fantastic part as well. Of course, you've got the guy telling Billy after he gives his amazing speech that it's trash, and then you've got Steve Buscemi's cameo. It's fantastic. That'll never get old because no matter how many times I watch this, a year or two can go by and I'll always forget that Steve Buscemi's in this movie.
Mm-hmm. I think that also when I was watching with Alyssa, that threw her off too, because all of a sudden he just calls and it's Steve Buscemi and he's like, "Oh yeah, thanks for doing that." Yeah. And then he puts on the lipstick and just lays back. So then maybe that's what you should do, Spencer. Since you were such a school bully, you need to call all the kids that you bullied and tell them, "Hey, I'm sorry."
I mean, I'd rather not get sniped. So yeah, maybe that's a good idea.
I think that's a message for everybody out there. Please call all the people that you used to bully in school and let them know that you're sorry. That way you don't get sniped.
That's a good ass idea. I will say that guy in the academic decathlon that gave Billy that speech as far as his answer not making any sense was completely unhinged the whole time, and I actually quite liked that character and that they added him in there. That was pretty good.
I love that, and I also love his speech when he's going over the rules of the decathlon at the very beginning, and he says absolutely no cheating, and that includes with my wife, who is a dirty, dirty, dirty tramp.
Dude, I have said "who is a dirty, dirty tramp" so much. Like, whether it makes sense or not, I have said that.
Yeah. No, the decathlon is such a good idea, especially to end this movie on. You get to go through each of the events and whatever they are, like home ec and drama. Track was a weird one for me that I thought. I guess gym was what that class was supposed to
like
be.
PE.
Yeah, PE. So now that makes a little bit more sense.
No,
but
I thought that too. I thought at first when I was watching it, I was like, why the fuck are they running? Why is this not educational? And then I was like, oh yeah, PE, I guess that makes sense. And I was also disappointed because like through this whole film, I was actually really impressed because I know like current day Adam Sandler has very much a dad bod, but there's at one point he in this movie is shirtless like by the pool, and I'm like, damn, like Bill was kind of cut up.
oh yeah, he was a shredded boy. He just wore those freaking baggy ass like hockey jerseys and stuff all the time, and hasn't changed since. So
Yeah, no, so and that's another reason I relate to him quite a bit is because like I'm a relatively skinny dude, but I've always, because of my height, like wore pretty baggy stuff. So I'm like, oh, that's like people don't see me as that. Like I get it now.
business ethics.
Business ethics is fantastic. And
It's also a hilarious category for a businessman to like cringe at.
but he thought he got him too. He was like, I got him. Business ethics. And I was like, oh, he's fucked. Like, why would you pick that? But then there was also, did you see all the other categories on the board?
Yes.
Insane.
I think I had them written down at some point, like all of them. What is like dog or flaming dog poo and the reaction of society or something like that.
Yes, dude. There's some wild ones on there. I'm like,
my wife, the whore.
Yes, my wife, the whore was great. Yes, there was at least 3 categories about a cheating wife, which is fantastic because that character underrated, man. Super underrated.
Yes, definitely steals the show a couple times in this movie with his lines. And then so it ends up with the revolting blob saving Billy, knocking the gun out of Eric's hand, and then Eric getting the gun back, trying to shoot Veronica, and then Steve Buscemi saves the day by shooting him in the butt.
Well, and the revolting blob is gassed after one tackle.
I love that part when he's like, "Are you okay?" And then Max is just talking and like he's making out with Veronica on the side, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm okay. A little tired, a little hungry." You just hear that in the background. A little hungry.
It's so funny, dude.
Yeah. Then Billy graduates.
Yeah.
And we get and he doesn't take the company. He passes it down to Crazy Carl.
Well, I mean, and fair enough. Like Crazy Carl deserves it.
Carl, how nice to see you,
dude. When I don't even know if I don't have this as my quote because how can you? But when Carl does the laugh that Eric does.
He's like, that's pretty good. You've been working on. He's like, yeah.
I can't even like. There's no way.
Yeah,
it's so good. I almost put that as one of my ridiculous moments, but I mean the whole movie's ridiculous. So what can you do?
What's crazy is that guy who played Carl is like the only person that hates this film.
Oh,
that he was
in. I saw that too.
Yeah. Everybody else had a really good time, and then like even the dad was like, "Yeah, I didn't really like that movie when it first came out, but then that was the only movie I got recognized for outside of Christmas Story, and then I came to realize what it was and how funny it was and what it meant to people." So he was like, "I like it now."
That really made me sad about Carl not liking it.
Yeah, because I liked Carl. I wanted Carl to. He was always he was a good dude.
He was. Bill. But I mean, and I've seen him in so many other things too. Like, I'm like, damn, man, like this is the worst thing you've done. I don't think so.
No, and like, I don't know. He's not like a big named guy by any means. So just I don't know. Be appreciative of what you got.
Yeah.
There. A little bit. Anything else that we need to talk? I know we skipped over a lot of stuff.
No,
we
they're not.
get that nice little epilogue though at the end where everybody is kissing at the end of the movie.
Love that.
With Chris Farley and the penguin. Um,
Him and the penguin beak.
just beacon, and then like he's like rubbing his tummy, and that face that
God.
that Farley's making. It's really
And
good.
then who was Juanita making out with? I can't remember.
Juanita makes out with
Trying to remember
Steve
who all
Buscemi.
makes out with.
Steve
Huh?
Buscemi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Juanita's making out with Steve Buscemi. The snot mucus queen, is she making
of
out with
course.
the two kids for the high school kids?
No, not you. No, she's making out with Jack.
Oh, Jack. Okay. No,
Because remember, he says the mucus queen is yours.
but who do the kids make out with? The two high school kids. They're kissing somebody at the end.
I don't know, man.
Oh, it's the lunch lady.
Oh yeah.
It is the lunch lady.
No, the lunch lady is with
Norm Macdonald. Frank.
No, I think. Oh wait, you might be right. I think it is with Frank. Yeah.
Now I was looking behind me to see where we were in the movie.
Wait, where are we on that?
He's just challenging him to the decathlon right now.
Okay, we're close though.
Me versus you. That's what he just did.
Well,
We are.
it might be good because I gotta pee.
Oh my gosh, you gotta pee. Well,
What
who's your favorite character?
Hmm.
Or was there a specific scene stealer that you thought was really good?
So I did have. I think mine was more of a scene stealer.
Yeah.
But
Because
there
I
are.
think we can agree that Billy Madison is the best part of this whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, him, and Veronica, like obviously are hard to beat. But I was having a hard time with Scene Stealer narrowing it down to one because I thought like Chris Farley or the principal Max Anderson, like both of them could have been in contention. Maybe even like the old lady on the field trip, Norm. Like I was struggling, so I think if I had to go like Scene Stealer though, like I don't know. I think Chris Farley, surprisingly enough, because like he was uncredited, like I think I would have to go with him.
I think I went with Eric. I
Ooh,
love all
okay.
those people, but I thought Bradley Whitford was really, really funny in this, and really good at just playing the villain. But like some of those scenes that are really funny to me is like the beginning of the movie when he's talking to Carl about the Triscuits.
Oh, dude, I got that in my quotes. Yep.
You never asked me if I could have, or I didn't know you had delicious Triscuits, or whatever he says in there. That's really funny. I think his interactions during the decathlon, like he committed to a really ridiculous movie. Now go pee. Don't let me hear you.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank God. No, I think that Bradley Whitford really committed to this movie and did a really good job. But yeah, there's a lot of good scene stealers in this. Like he said, Chris Farley, his friends, Norm Macdonald and his other friend, Jack. I don't know his name right off the top of my tongue, but really, really great extra, side scenes there with those guys. Trying to think of anybody else that I might be missing. I mean, everything was just a winner in this movie to me. And if you didn't like it, then you suck. In the words of Billy Madison, you suck. So we're going to go through a lot of quotes here. There are so many quotes that stand out to me. We've already went through a lot of them today. I've already said, today, Junior. So let's talk about some of our quotes. I didn't say any of them without you being here. So
I appreciate it. And can I also just, I know not necessarily a scene stealer. Well, you know what? Maybe. One of the scene stealers I had too was, like I said, the old lady on the field trip. She had it was written for her, obviously, but the way she delivered the lines were great, and we'll get to those on the quote. But the one you were talking about, actually, before I hit that one, we've got some good ones in the chat. But on the favorite quote question, I wrote, how can I choose? Like this movie, I put along with this movie, along with Anchorman and Happy Gilmore, possibly the most quotable movie of all time. And I don't know how you feel on that.
For me, it is.
Yeah.
In my personal life, this is my probably most quoted movie of all time.
You think this, and I mean, even more so than Happy Gilmore and
Definitely
Anchorman.
for me. Definitely for me. Definitely for. I mean, Anchorman, I would put up there as like other people's most quoted. Absolutely. I think people probably quote Happy Gilmore more, like general people probably quote Happy Gilmore more than this movie.
Yeah.
And because I do think that whenever people talk about their favorite Adam Sandler movie, I think Happy Gilmore is kind of runs away with it. Not my personal favorite. I love Happy Gilmore. It's, A+ movie for me. But yeah, I think it probably gets quoted more than this. Big Daddy. I mean, Big Daddy gets quoted a lot too.
Does it?
You and I quote Big Daddy more than we should probably.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah, it is a bit. Yeah. So,
Dumb and Dumber is probably up there. Anchorman's probably up there.
Dumb and Dumber.
Love is not a very quotable movie. There's really good stuff in there though. I this one's got to be top 10 though.
Yeah, you're right. I might need your help on some of these quotes.
Oh, yeah, I got you, brother. I got the whole quote pulled up. I got all of them pulled up.
Okay, good. Because I was not necessarily watching the most legal version of this movie.
That is okay.
Because it's insane to me that this movie would not be, streaming anywhere, but whatever.
It is if you pay for it.
Well, I'm not going to do that.
No,
the first one I've got is the one you were just talking about with Eric. He says him and Carl are talking about Triscuit crackers. And Eric says, sorry, doesn't put the Triscuit crackers in my stomach now, does it, Carl? So that one is fantastic. The next one I'm going to need your help on, and that is the shampoo conditioner quote.
Okay, yeah. Let me just get there for you.
Because that one is one of my all-time favorites. But again, because I was pirating this, I could not pause it, rewind it, write it down.
This gets to me my mother's second most quoted line in this movie.
Yes. Oh my God, I have to meet her.
Yeah, shampoo is better. I go on first and clean the hair. No, conditioner is better. I leave the hair silky and smooth. Oh, really, fool? You really? And then and they both fall in the tub. And then my mom's favorite, one of my mom's second favorite line: "Stop looking at me, Swan."
Dude, "Stop looking at me, Swan" is fantastic.
He's great.
Okay, that I gotta meet her. Well,
you gotta meet her.
That'll fly up. So another one, and again, like the amount of quotes I've got written down is insane. We might need to move past this. I don't know, but it's a super small quote. So I don't know even anyway. He said, actually, I stole this shirt from Frank.
We do that one all the time.
Why is it so funny?
I have no idea. Though I think the look on his face of how proud he is presenting Frank that is written huge on this t-shirt.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's really good. Let's see what else is good. Oh, this is a line that I don't think anybody else quote. You recognize it whenever I say it, but the guy says something about it's a 10th grader after the race. The track scene.
Oh,
Because,
yeah,
"Did you
yeah,
see that
yeah.
guy's balls?" And then the guy responds with, "Yeah, they were weird looking."
Dude, that was very much what's that old movie with Spinelli? What's his name?
Spinelli? Spicoli?
Spicoli?
Spicoli? Fast Times at
That,
Ridgemont High?
that that reminded me of that.
That's yeah. Yeah, they were weird looking.
That was good though.
One of my, I love this, is when he's talking to his dad. He's like, "Yeah, I graduated and all that stuff," and he's like, "You remember the second grade spelling bee? Rock, ROCK or ROK?" He's like,
R-O-K?
"Oh yeah." ROCK. Ah, the C is silent. The way he delivers the C is silent is just comic genius. Adam Sandler at his best.
R-O-C-K. Dude, that's one of my favorites, dude. That and then Juanita saying, "I thought I was your snack pack."
Is that a better line, or "You could stay home and help me shave my armpits"?
I almost wrote that one down too because that one was good too because he was trying to be sick.
Gross.
Said, or you
I
can
go
stay
to
home.
school.
He said, "I'll go to school." He's always saying like she's gross because she's like checking out his ass and stuff.
Oh my god, that boy's a fine piece of work. Fine piece of ass too.
And then of course I got and I don't know if you want to consider this a quote or a best music moment, but him and the back to school song, like back to school to prove to dad that I'm not a fool. Got my shoes tied tight, my lunch packed up. I hope I don't get in a fight. Oh, back to school.
And then the bus passes him, and then his dad has to take him to school.
Dude, the fucking timing is great.
Oh man! And when he gets out of the car, I do love the way that Adam Sandler goes, "Thank you, Daddy."
Thank you, Daddy.
Thank you, Daddy. You and I quote the milk scene a lot too.
Oh, God, yeah.
When he comes out of the bed, he's like, "Hey, you want some of this milk?" And Veronica responds with, "No milk will ever be our milk." And then he just says to the janitor, "How about you, Sideburns? You want some of this milk?" And he responds with,
I'd rather have a beer.
the janitor's great in this movie too.
I almost put my name as Sideburns in this stream too, because I was like, damn, this dude fucking crushes.
What other intel do you have on Billy Madison? Miss Lippy's car is green.
Billy likes to drink soda. Dude, that one was so good. Before that, I've got you got a pet. You got a responsibility. You got to get your ass out there and find that fucking dog.
That was one of mine as well.
And then, you good?
Go for it. Go for it.
I was gonna say there was one before. There was two before that actually. One of them was one that I actually always use with my son because like a lot of times we be throwing balls at each other and whatever. But whenever he goes back out to play dodgeball and they throw the ball at him, he catches it and he says, "Now you're all in big, big trouble." And I say that all the time and he doesn't get it. And and I fucking crush him with it. And I know it sounds insane, but it's fun.
No, I love it. I mean, if you're not using all these in your life, you're wrong.
For real.
What about That's Quacktastic?
Oh, I had that one too. Yes, That's Quacktastic is fantastic. Also, I've got whenever he is trying to flirt with the mucus queen, and Miss Lippy comes and gives him his macaroni necklace and puts it on his head, and he says, "Thank you very much, Miss Lippy."
I love him staring intently at Miss Lippy as she does like his eyes. He does it with Carl too. Whenever Carl interrupts him making out with Veronica, Carl, how nice to see you. Who would you rather bone, Meg Ryan or Jack Nicholson?
Jack Nicholson now or Jack Nicholson in 1970?
1974.
Meg Ryan.
Have you ever wanted to race pickles down the side of a window?
1,000%.
Yeah, I
That
wanted to.
Yeah, I almost wrote that down as one of my scenes just because that looks really fun. Another one of my quotes. Again, we could quote this whole movie, but
I know.
Another one is, man, I'm so nervous. First and second grade were easy, but social studies division, this is going to be tough. And I
love
cannot
Oh man,
tell you.
same scene too is where she's like, "All right, pull out your readers, and we're gonna read My Cousin Fanny," and all the kids laugh at the word Fanny, and she says, "All right, turn to page 69," and then Billy just says 69.
This is Billy Madison. He's a nuisance. He'll be out of our class in 2 weeks.
I'm physically abused in the ear.
Dude. Oh my! Oh, this is my this. Oh,
It is incredible. Yeah, we could sit here and do these all day.
This movie is my heaven.
It really is for me. I love when Billy is doing the Industrial Revolution answer, and he compares it to the puppy that lost his way.
Yeah.
And so he says, "So you see, the puppy was like industry in that they were both lost in the woods, and nobody, especially that little boy, society, knew where to find him, except that the puppy was a dog. But the industry, my friends, that was a revolution."
Dude,
everybody was so into it and just like staring. And then he says, "Nib high football rules," and
dude, "Nib high football rules" is the best. Is one of the best quotes. Nib high football rules.
Nib high football rules.
But also that answer was actually pretty incredible.
It's not. It doesn't mean anything.
No, it does. It does. It does. It does.
May God have mercy on your soul.
You know
how badly I could beat you, right?
You want to give me that snack pack? I'll trade you for this sandwich. You know how badly I can beat you, right?
Mm-hmm. He's just nodding kid. That's all he's called in the credits. Nodding kid.
For real?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I've got Veronica Vaughn. So hot. Want to touch the hiney. Oh!
I think that was one from the list we got there. That Veronica Vaughn is one piece of ace. I know from experience.
No, you don't.
No, but a buddy of mine, him and her got it on.
No, they didn't.
But you could imagine what it'd be like, right? That's where we get good, great, wonderful, no yelling on the bus. Eric is pregnant. He's going to be a soccer player.
Pregnant is fantastic. He's kicking. He's going to be a soccer player.
He is. Let's see. What else? Anything else? I'm trying to rush this as much as possible. Just because.
I'm sorry.
No. I'm sitting here just like, oh my God, this is funny. This is so funny. This is so funny. You fall in love with the wall or something?
Oh, of course I've got daring to touch her boobs. Touch her boobs? That's assault, brother. You double dare me? And then, you're gonna, of course, love this one because, what is a horseshoe? What does a horseshoe do? Do they make horse socks? Is anybody listening to me?
Is anybody listening to me?
Dude, she was almost my scene stealer. She's so fucking funny.
Great. She's so good.
And then, of course, who would steal 30 bag lunches? That damn Sasquatch.
Let's see here. Anything else? Anything else?
I've got the goo.
I got the goo.
Miles Davis got. Oh, I even put a note next to that one. I said, if Peeing Your Pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis. I said, in quotes, I said, I don't get this. We'll have to look it up.
Nice.
So I'm glad we were able to clarify that.
This movie is one of the reasons why I know parts of Hamlet is because when they're doing that the drama scene in the decathlon, he starts quoting. I recognize and can quote this movie more from that, or from Hamlet more from that than I can from the actual movie, or from actual Hamlet. Yeah, I missed it. I didn't get to see who they made out with.
That's crazy. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I've only got 3 more, so we're almost done. I've got what was Jack said? Look, she came, or no,
came too.
Yeah, she came too. The mucus queen, it's yours. Thanks. And then, of course, I've got the what did you call cafeteria lady? Have some more sloppy joes. I made them extra sloppy for you. I know how you kids like them extra sloppy. And then Adam Sandler says, "Lady, you're scaring us," and everybody laughs really hard. And for no reason, that is really hilarious.
Yes.
And then the last one I've got is Steve Buscemi shooting Eric in the leg, and then Adam Sandler saying, "Man, I'm glad I called that guy."
He just gives him the thumbs up and walks out. I love that. All right, so there are so many quotes. We probably missed a couple. If we missed any, you could put them in the chat of ones that you think we should have, or we might have missed out on. I think we nailed them all because you're talking to probably the 2 biggest Billy Madison fans out there. So you're wrong, and I hate you. Is there a biggest? I mean, we were laughing this entire time. I already kind of said my biggest laugh was when Farley is the stripping scene, is in that stripping scene instead of Veronica. That's my biggest laugh. Anything else that really stuck out?
I put all of it, but I mean, definitely for me, the field trip scene. It was just
the field trip scene as a whole is just incredible.
Yeah, it was packed full of bangers. Like I think, like you mentioned, the goo part, I think might have been my biggest. But just that entire scene was just full of bangers.
Yeah. Most ridiculous moment.
I put the whole movie as ridiculous, obviously, but in a good way. But man, I might have. Let's see, 1, 2, at least 3. So I said when he gets,
when the clown was alive. Hey, it's me.
Oh,
I bet you thought that I was dead.
That's in there. No, I put the most ridiculous was when he gets drunk and visits Veronica at her house. Like, for some reason, I never really liked that scene. If there was any scene in the movie I didn't like, it was that one. I get it as part of the story, but like, it was just the one scene I never really cared for.
Yeah. Although it gives me so sorry to interrupt.
It does give that, but also though, like, I think it's just the penguin in general. Like, it's wild. Like, so it's not. Like, it's very much not what a drunk person in general would do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, high, sure. Drunk, no. I guess technically they could have and probably would have been doing drugs being like that rich. You know what I'm saying? But they just don't explicitly say it. Mm-hmm. So I'm probably thinking about it way too much, but
probably
it just seemed it just seemed like the most ridiculous part of the movie if I had to pick one. Although I will say you say that one part of the scene is funny. My part of the scene that I find the most funny of that is like him saying "proceed." Yeah,
no, I love Veronica in that scene though, because she's just like, you can set bags of dog shit on my floor on fire. Like, she's like, hey,
that's true.
Stop doing that. She's, good girlfriend there. Light bags of dog shit on my floor with your friends.
Well, as much as I think this is the most ridiculous scene, it does lead into one of my more favorite scenes, or maybe horny things. That when she wakes him up in the water and like like starts punching him and stuff. I'm like, oh damn! Like she's got this sheer white button down dress, like punching him in the face. I was like, oh, that's kind of hot. Like maybe this is not the most ridiculous. Like keep it in, keep it in.
I'm texting your wife right now and telling her this is
I'm
what he
just
wants.
saying, like the song, because like it was mentioned in the comments, like the song is iconic. Like the clown waking up.
Do you have any more gum, more gum, more gum, more gum?
Right? Like that was iconic. So on the one hand, it is ridiculous, but on the other hand, it like it leads into something fantastic. So.
Yeah. Her also in that like German get up too. The
Oh
German like
my.
leader. Yeah.
It also brings back.
Have a nice rack.
Oh my god! It reminds me, and that's what else reminds me so much of Happy Gilmore as well, because in Happy Gilmore you've got that scene
Dream
where
sequences.
yes, where she's got the steins, the beer steins or whatever, with Shooter McGavin, and it's like pouring them over him.
That's right. I had also Miss Lippy smearing glue on her face.
I will bring that up later.
O'Doyle rules when O'Doyle's family dies.
Okay, O'Doyle. First of all, O'Doyle does rule. Second of all, I also have that exact same scene as far as ridiculous moment. I said the O'Doyle family car driving over a banana and crashing at the bottom of a cliff.
He predicted it. Billy predicted it. He told them that their family was going down.
But I added to it because I've also included the scene where Eric kills his secretary with a blunt object that he threw. Because, like, what the fuck? Like, that was so random of, like, people dying. And so after that, I wrote down, and I don't know if you know this or not, but I put, what's the body count in this film? Because obviously the clown didn't die.
Clown did not die. Eric's assistant's in a coma.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you.
It's just the O'Doyle family.
So 5?
5, I guess. Yeah. O'Doyle.
Are you sure? What? No, 6.
Who's 6?
The guy that the principal set on and killed.
Well, he wasn't in the movie, but
no, but that's a body. That's a body.
It's a body. I'm trying to think of anything else. Miss Lippy, incredible. What do you? Okay, so we just talked about the musical moment. What other best music moments do you have from this? Because I have like 3. Because I think the soundtrack of this is almost as iconic. Like I sing parts of this, like the background music for this, just because of this movie, and I know songs are only from this movie.
I am so excited that you love the sound and the music from this movie as much as I do.
Well, you and I quote one of the songs that's in the background when he's doing his when he starts eating the glue and everything, making his little snowman. Number one. Now
the song has just begun with a rum tum talum. Yeah. We definitely. So that one's on mine.
Yeah.
Absolutely on mine. I'll tumble for you.
Yes, Culture Club.
Yeah.
I have the record just because of this song.
No way.
Yeah, I got the record just because of this song.
Okay, that's fantastic. And as you should. Of course, we just mentioned the next one, number one. Now the song has just begun. Number two. I like me and I like you or something.
Rooster goes cock-a-doodle doodle doo.
With the rum tum. Yeah. That's fantastic. Of course, I've already mentioned Billy passed the 3rd grade. Oh, what a glorious day.
Yes. When he gets out of the car at high school and The Stroke by Billy Squier is playing, I think that's an iconic song.
I didn't hear that one.
Yeah. I only know it as the song from this movie. That's what I will always associate it with. Is Billy Madison.
Interesting. Okay.
Renegade by Styx is another one on here. When he kind of gets drunk and starts partying, Renegade by Styx or Rush. I can't remember.
Oh, okay. Wow.
A lot of great songs in this one.
I've got
ABC, the Jackson 5.
I've got that one. See,
Yeah.
that was my next one. Yeah. There was another. The last one I've got is, and in a previous life, I could have probably sang this for you, but it's not going to happen right now. But the song in the pool whenever she's got the lederhosen on and all that. Billy, sweet Billy boy, I knew you would come back. Nobody can stop you if you try. Don't I have a nice rack? Yeah. And then the clown and the kids and all that. I don't know. I love that song. Like that's classic Adam Sandler. Almost like what is that? 8 Crazy Nights. Yeah,
Crazy Nights. Yeah.
That reminds me a lot of that. And his parody songs and stuff like that. So that's what I really like. I feel like that was a catalyst as far as that goes.
Yeah, I agree with you. Great music in this. All right, now it's time for Fuck, Marry, Kill, where I give you 3 characters and we play the game Fuck, Marry, Kill. So put your FMKs in chat if you're still with us.
I just put Veronica.
Nope, that is not allowed. She's not even one of the 3 characters that I chose. So sorry for you. No, I figured Veronica's too easy. Like, I mean, obviously she's a beautiful woman. Veronica. It's Veronica.
Oh, okay. Well,
who's running this? Me. All right. Your options are Juanita, the maid, Miss Lippy, and the Mucus Queen.
Okay. This just threw me for the biggest loop because I didn't expect that. I did have Miss Lippy and I did have the Mucus Queen in here. I did not have
Juanita.
No, I had Veronica. Oh no. This is tough, bro.
I know. Social studies division. This is going to be tough.
Oh no. Okay. Oh, this is going to kill me. Okay. I think I'm going to go with I'm going to kill the Mucus Queen.
Yeah.
Crazy. I'm going to F Miss Lippy. And I'm going to marry Juanita.
That is the correct answer. That is correct.
That is correct.
I am the smartest man alive.
I am the smartest man alive. Thanks for the Rolex, Billy.
Scotty likes beans.
Don't you, Scotty?
Oh man, and Scotty also drops an R word in this movie.
Oh wait, yeah, I forgot he did, bro. Scotty's the worst.
I ride the bus for the city.
For the city. Thank you very much, Miss Lippy.
So, who delivered the standout performance? It's Adam Sandler, right? Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I mean, this is the beginning of.
Yeah, I will say, I said Eric does pretty damn well too.
Yeah, he is really good. But yeah, he's great. All right, now it's time for the recasting. 1995 recast or 2025 recast or both. I will go ahead and tell you that for 1995, I just put perfect, no recast.
Oh shit. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Did you do it? You can tell me.
Yeah, I did.
Who?
Thank you, Sir Garlet. But I don't know. I tried my best. She is a freak. So for Billy, I I had three different options for Billy. One I had Ben Stiller.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The other one, thinking about like the movie Friday, I had Chris Tucker,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other one I had Martin Lawrence.
I could see Martin Lawrence out of all those three the best.
I think so too.
Yeah.
For Veronica, I put well, before I read the trivia, I put Marissa Tomei, and then I
Oh,
took it
okay.
back because I read the trivia. Um, put Sarah Michelle Gellar and Alyssa Milano
Mm-hmm.
and Shannon Elizabeth.
Okay.
For Eric in 1995, I put John Malkovich, which I thought may be a little too serious.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then I also put, oh, yeah, there's two that I really liked, and that was James Caan or Caan
On.
and I don't know the name, but Shooter McGavin.
Oh, Christopher McDonald is his
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that would have been good. 2025. Who did you recast? Did you also give three people for each one?
As a matter of fact, yes.
You go ahead.
Okay. For Billy, I put Sacha Baron Cohen, Zach Galifianakis, or Danny McBride.
Mm-hmm.
For Veronica, I put Kate Mara or Victoria Pedretti.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
And then for Eric, I put Edward Norton, Woody Harrelson, or Willem Dafoe. But after seeing him in the Florida Project, I don't know if I can do that anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
You just like him too much?
Yeah, he was, I mean, I don't know, like him, I'll get back to it. Like when I go to my movie recommendations, like the Florida Project, like really transformed my view as far as Willem Dafoe went. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He's just different now.
He's different. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Okay, for my 2025 recast, I went younger and I swapped the genders. So for Billy Madison, because I was thinking about it, I was like, there are no Adam Sandlers, like young, like there
Yeah.
are no 20 somethings that I can think of. Not that there aren't comic actors that are doing this, but like doing what Billy Madison is doing, or what even a Farley is doing. So I went. But I think there are a lot of women out there that are doing that and willing to do that. And I think one of the funnier ones is Ayo Edebri from The Bear.
Oh,
I was like, she could be a Billy Madison.
she
She
could.
could be Billy Madison easily. And then I stuck with like, I couldn't think of a really good Veronica Vaughn. Like you could just put somebody very, very attractive in that role too. Wise. Although I do think that Bridget Wilson is so good in this. I picked Marcelo Hernandez as the Veronica Vaughn character. He's from Saturday Night Live. He's a handsome Hispanic, very funny man. He's in one of the more famous sketches of the last like 2-3 years as Domingo from It's That Me Domingo. And then Colin Jost, who hosts Weekend Update as Eric. That's what I went with for that. So all right, let's move into our fun facts, the Did You Knows. One thing I wanted to talk about real quick before I let you go on yours is when I watched this movie on TV one time on network television, and there was a scene in that movie that I had never seen before, but I have actually seen it one time. And it is in the network version, there are two scenes that are added. One of them is after Billy's first day in third grade. He plays kickball with all of the employees at the Madison Manor. Yeah, You should
What?
look it up. You can find it on YouTube. And then also Eric tries to bribe Principal Anderson with a car, $1 million, and a hotel whenever and wherever he wants. Those are two scenes that are in the extent, like in the network television version. I remember I freaked out whenever I saw the kickball and I was like, I've never seen this before.
What was the second one?
He bribes Principal Anderson with a car, $1 million, and a hotel whenever and wherever he wants. Those are the two additional scenes. What fun facts do you have? What are you doing?
None. I don't got as many as that.
You don't have that many fun facts? Do you want me to go through mine?
That's better than mine.
Okay.
But I can try. So I got Bridget Wilson, obviously, who played Veronica Vaughn. We mentioned that she married Pete Sampras. They had 2 children together, and in 2023, she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Steve Buscemi's wife actually died of ovarian cancer as well. So.
Damn, these are not fun.
Well, they're not fun, but that's what I. That's what during the school bus scene, Chris Farley turned bright red in aggravation, and that was improvised. So before filming that, he downed 6 cups of espresso and would do that in most of his other movies to maintain his trademark manic energy. So, rip his heart.
Mm-hmm.
We've mentioned before during the dodgeball scene, Adam Sandler hit the kids as hard as he could, and the editor had to cut away so they didn't show the children crying. As I wrote down, my respect for Adam Sandler for not holding back has increased. So.
Yeah, I thought that was a really funny fact. So, what else?
Norm Macdonald was drunk in his scene that his character was wasted. I just put classic method actor.
That's right. That's all. We're all about method actors here, including Adam Sandler.
What was this one? Never. Oh yeah, I'd never seen it. I assume you've seen Airheads.
I have, yes.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that Chris Farley's quote, like "good, great, grand, wonderful," was from that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that Adam Sandler originally wrote the role of Eric for Bob Odenkirk.
But the studio didn't want him, right? Like,
yeah,
they didn't like Bob Odenkirk for it. Poor Bob Odenkirk. He's fine now.
And then, of course, yeah. Oh man, he's more than fine. The fact about Carl not liking the movie, but he did say that he still praised Adam Sandler as a talented actor, and it said that he was very impressed with serious work, especially in Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems. And then also, this is the first love interest for Adam Sandler. I think that was double V, like alliterative in that sense. So, but he went on to have love interest in Happy Gilmore. That was Virginia Bennett, Vicky Valancourt, and Valerie Varenne, and Violet Valentine.
Right.
I think that's all.
Yeah. He also has double the alliterative names in other movies, maybe not the double V, but Lena Leonard in Punch Drunk Love, Babe Bennett in Mr. Deeds, Janine Johnson in Reign Over Me, Daisy Danby in Funny People, Mary McGarrigle in That's My Boy, and Courtney Clark in Sandy Wexler. He loves his alliteration.
That's right. That's what it was. Okay, so those were the double V's.
Yeah. Did you know that Adam Sandler actually went to New York University and studied method acting? He graduated from there, studied method acting.
I saw that.
Yeah. We already talked about her being 20 years old. Philip Seymour Hoffman auditioned for the role, and Sandler wanted him in it, thought he was hilarious, and Hoffman said he just didn't want to. He kind of regrets it now. He worked with Adam Sandler later on Punch Drunk Love, but he regrets it a little bit, but he just didn't want to at the time. Respect. Let's see. That's all I have for those. Let's talk about movie pairings. So, Like a Fine Wine and Dish, if you could pair this movie with another movie for a double feature, what would you choose?
I struggled. I really had a hard time with this one because I thought either like you go Adam Sandler marathon and like go Happy Gilmore, Waterboy, Big Daddy. But I end up with
The Florida Project.
No. There was four. I've got four that are non-Adam Sandler related. And one of them, if you want to go like ridiculousness, is Dumb and Dumber. And then if you want to go like the I don't even know how to like the childhood aspect is like Kindergarten Cop.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I like that one. That's a good one.
And another ridiculous one is Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
And then in the same vein is like Super Bad. So I think Kindergarten Cop would be my main one.
No, that's a good one for like the school aspect of it. I like the other ones are super obvious. That was the trouble that I had with this too. Is like obviously I think if you were pairing an Adam Sandler movie with this, I think Happy Gilmore is the one that you pair with this.
Yeah.
And then I also tried to do that very hard thing of what you were doing, like just kind of like the ridiculous nature of this. Step Brothers, kind of like more man children that have to kind of grow up. And then I thought about Andy Samberg and how I think that he is kind of the spiritual successor to Adam Sandler and like his ridiculousness. Like, so Hot Rod, Pop Star, yeah, those kind of movies I thought would be good with that too.
That's a really good point. So like, honestly, thinking about that, like a Nacho Libre would make sense too.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. No, that makes a lot of sense. I like that.
Yeah. So
all right.
I get that.
Yeah. All right, Spencer. On a rewatchability scale, I think I know your answers to all these, but on a rewatchability scale of 1 to 5, how likely are you to rewatch this movie?
And a 5. It's not close. Like this is the most. I mean, it might be the most rewatchable movie that we've seen.
Yeah, it is a hard 5 for me. I almost thought I'd throw you off and just be like, nah, it's a 1. I never want to see it again. So,
right.
All right. Rate the film from 1 to 5 stars overall.
Again,
you gave it a 5?
Yeah, I
gave
it
a 5 in my heart. It is a 5 in my heart. I gave it a 4 out of 5, but it is it is 5 in my heart. I need to just give it a 5 and just suck it up and say this 5-star movie. I need to do that. But that's it. Spencer, thank you so much for doing this. And thank you for covering one of our favorite movies together. I really appreciated it. We, I don't care that we went 2 hours. It's one of our favorite movies. Who cares?
Yeah.
I don't. Anyway, before we wrap up, I know you want to talk about some of the movies that you've seen, recommendation wise. So let us know what you've been watching.
Yeah, I've actually not been watching it a ton, but I know we in the Discord, like there's been some stuff, but Win or Lose, the series is definitely a one that everybody should watch. And then, as I mentioned earlier, and I believe Sir Garlett has mentioned this as well, the Florida Project with Willem Dafoe, I think is a must watch. It made me cry, and it was fantastic. I just I know we, I want to say win or lose, or not win or lose. The Florida Project is done by, who was that done by? Somebody that just won
Yeah, Sean
something?
Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would definitely recommend that. At first it's not going to be like crazy, but once you get like deep into it, and then especially toward the end, like that's what I, it just like it sparked something in me. So it's crazy.
Yeah. Honora was the new movie that came out by
That's
him.
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I love Sean. I love the Sean Baker movies I've seen. I've seen Honora. I have not seen Florida Project. I've seen Tangerine. I would recommend that to people too. That's a good one.
There was one other one I think I've seen by him, but I can't remember.
Red Rocket is another one that I want to see that I have not seen. It's about a guy that used to be a porn star and then he's coming back to his small town, and so that one looked good. That was the one right before Honora, I think. So
Okay.
yeah. Anything else?
Uh, like I said, that's all I've got. I've been reading some stuff, but it's small stuff. So
I love it. I love it. Yeah, for me, I've just been I've watched a couple movies from 2024, some horror movies from 2024. Oddity, I would recommend that. It's got some really good scares in it. I think that's on Hulu now. Y2K is a movie by Kyle Mooney that just came out. It's like Super Bad meets a horror movie. It's out on Max now, about the Y2K, January 1st, 2000. It's about what happened to them. One of the movies I'd recommend, though, it just came out on Netflix from this year, is called One of Them Days, starring SZA and Keke Palmer. It was really funny and really cute, and I could see it being like, obviously the obvious comparisons are going to be like Friday to it, which Friday is a movie that it came out in 95. Like, I think it has a very similar structure to it, and it's very funny. Keke Palmer is.
wait, you've watched it?
Yeah, I watched it. It was good.
Okay. Yeah, I've been wanting to watch that.
It's funny, and there's some really, really funny parts in it. And like I said, I think it has like similar characters in it that Friday has. When I've watched Friday, like those people that you're never gonna forget, like you will always associate with that movie. It's got some of that in it that I think is really funny. SZA, surprisingly good. I love SZA as a singer, but she was great in this movie. Like, yeah, she's good. She's very good. So I'd watch that. I recommend that. I watched Nosferatu. That's a hard watch and a hard sell for some people. I know I talked to you about it, and you're not as into it, and I completely get it. So you're like, it is a slow one. It is a slow burn, hard watch. It's a remake of a remake of a remake. So it is good. But yeah. And if you're looking for more recommendations or anything like that, we're always trying to post in the Discord. We're trying to expand the Discord, show that community, or grow that community, I should say. So go over there, join us. There should be a link to it on Twitch, on YouTube. It's in a link tree on my Instagram. You can follow us on Instagram to find out when we're going to be broadcasting. Also, check out my account on Letterboxd for that. Now, next Sunday, to continue our theme of Boys to Men, April 12th, we're going to be talking about Major Pain. So look forward to that one. Haven't seen that one in a while, so that's going to be a good one. Also, just want to let everybody know our extra credit theme this month is Youths, where our films tackled the teens of the 90s in funny, serious, and strange ways. Those movies are Angus, Empire Records, Kids, and Hackers. Again, Angus, Empire Records, Kids, and Hackers. Kids is a little bit of a difficult find, so if you do find it, I also want to tell you, trigger warnings all over the place for kids. I cannot say that enough about kids. If you want to know, you can just Wikipedia it if you really want to. That pod will be on Wednesday, April 30th at 6 p.m. Crafty from the Video Game Happy Hour will be joining me for that podcast. I was just a guest on his podcast this last week. I posted some stuff about that on the Discord. But do check out those guys if you're into video games, or if you're just into, a few dudes talking about everyday stuff, not just video games. We talked about movies this last week. Really great guys over there, really funny. I had a great time doing that, so I can't recommend them enough. Give them a follow. I know Crafty and all those guys have Twitch accounts where you can follow them. But yeah, give them a follow on Spotify, where you can find them, and YouTube. They have a YouTube channel that you can check that out as well. The really great guys over there. I had a lot of fun. Also, final thing, we have our new month of Britpop going on in 52/1995 music. Join us Tuesday for that. This week's album is Oasis. What's the Story? Morning Glory. That's it, and that's all. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you next time on 52/1995. Spencer, you're the best.